Jonathan, we hear over the weekend that Tesco has taken delivery of another corporate jet, and we hear this morning that it's appointed 2 new non-executive directors, perhaps to fill the seats on that jet. The people in question are Mikael Ohlsson, who used to run Ikea, and Richard Cousins, who is currently chief executive of Compass. Do you think these are the right people to be non-executive directors at Tesco? Can they help the company to sort out its many problems?
The big question obviously is over retail experience, and neither of these men have experience of food retailing. Richard Cousins retails an awful lot of food through Compass, which is a caterer, and Mr. Ohlsson has a lot of experience of retailing, but of furniture. So I think that problem remains.
But do you think they can bring skills to Tesco? What do they have that might be useful to an ailing supermarket group?
I think what they have in common is that they're both very focused on cost. Ikea is obviously a cost-driven enterprise. Compass also has been, Richard Cousins has turned that business around really with a laser-like focus on efficiency. So I think you will see a very strong direction from them in board meetings, and probably very little patience with the kind of diversifications that Philip Clark went in for when he was chief executive.
Certainly he spread beyond food retailing well into Blinkbox, which is an online TV and music venture, and he also went into Huddle, these tablet computers. But on the question of the board, I guess this will lead to more questions about how much more changes there will be at board level. There's a very new chief executive, a very new finance director, and 2 new non-executive directors. I guess the next position in focus is that of the chairman.
I think it's going to be difficult for Sir Richard Broadbent to stay on long term. You'd expect that he probably is going to step down in time. Now probably isn't the moment for that, as we have a new chief executive who needs to find his feet, and we also have the investigation into accounting irregularities at Tesco that needs to be fronted up by somebody with good city contacts. But I think we wouldn't be surprised to see change there too.
We'll hear from the new chief executive in the next few months about a new strategy. Do you think it will be a back to basics thing, or do you think he will stick with the diversification that was first put in place under Sir Terry Leahy all those years ago, and to some success initially?
I think he's going to have to roll back the diversification. It hasn't really worked, and he's already started to do that, talk about Blinkbox being sold, for example. Beyond that, though, a lot of these deals weren't all that big. There's a much bigger fundamental question about the shape of Tesco, which is whether it can be all things to all men, from convenience stores through to large hypermarkets. And it's really unproductive space at the top end of the scale that they're going to have to address, I think.
Well, plenty there for Tesco's new non-executive directors to mull over. Jonathan, thanks very much.
Thanks.